Welcome to CB's podcast, where we talk about creativity, process, and figuring out how to make stuff. I'm Steven, and with me, as always, is Ralph.
Hello.
Say hi to the nice people.
Hello.
Thanks. Okay, so today we're gonna dive into a topic that I think a lot of creatives have struggled with, always struggle with. Something that doesn't necessarily ever go away.
That's
As
true.
you progress in your hobbies, your work, your career, not even creative fields, just any fields really. And that topic is imposter syndrome. It's I've experienced it in a lot of areas of my life, a lot of times. But before we get into that, Ralph, what's been going on with you? How you doing?
Well, great.
Wow.
I'm very busy and things, are difficult, of course. But thing is, last episode, if you couldn't tell, my energy was insanely low, and I was just having a hard time because I was not feeling good. I was
Mm,
sick. I had like some kind of cold. Maybe the flu, but I didn't, check anything for sure.
sure.
But it lasted about a week, roughly, maybe 5 days of it being bad, and then um, I got over that. So I'm feeling way better this time, and I'm very happy that I'm over being sick because it sucks so much. Uh, yeah,
I'm in the midst of a cold right now.
yeah,
If you
we
guys can
pulled
hear
off a
it,
reversal.
yeah. So that'll be
I
fun.
will say, look, this is just an interesting thing I've thought about. And everybody, when I start saying this, thinks I'm insane. But I swear by this now because I'm
Okay.
living proof of it. So I used to get sick for, you could say like 3 years ago this would happen. Like I would get sick like a couple times a year, not very often, but like
Okay.
when I would get sick, I would get sick for it would just never go away. It would just stay with me forever. And it would take me forever to lose whatever it is, like whether it be the sore throat, a cough, or what.
Yeah.
Uh, the thing is, back then I was more sedentary. Okay. I didn't exercise. And now though, now I exercise, and I've found that
Okay.
I know that's hard to believe if you get a look at me, but I
It's
really
not
do
hard to believe.
exercise. But ever since I started exercising, I've if I get sick, what I do is I continue to work out even if I don't feel like it,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. Even if I feel like trash, if I get up and just do the workout, um, it helps. I feel a little bit better afterwards. And then I'm telling you, I've been sick longer than 5 or 6 days since I
Okay.
started doing that. I really think it gets your blood pumping, keeps you moving, and it's good for you. Also, you should drink water probably.
Yeah.
But I've found that the thing goes away much faster now
Yeah.
since I adopted that. Uh, Probably placebo effect, but
Well,
it is what it
I
is.
have been sick for a few days, and I have not worked out those
You
days.
should work
So
out.
I have not been wanted to do that.
I know. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Trust me. Because it's almost like you're like, I'm sick. I have the perfect excuse finally to just lay around and do nothing at all.
Quit calling me out like this. Jeez.
I
That's exactly what I said this morning. I'm like, I don't feel good. I don't want to.
I know. I know. Look, I'm not gonna judge if you take it easy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying this is just my method.
Sure. No, that's good. Yeah, that's mainly what I've been up to. Is my son was sick last week, and then he started getting better, and then my
Yeah.
wife got it, and then started getting better, and then my daughter got it, and she started getting better. Actually, no, she was out of school today, so she's still in the midst too. Um, and then today was like my worst day so far. So what lucky timing we have. Um,
Yeah.
so what? it'll be okay. I took some Dayquil. I had some like headaches and stuff earlier. Anyway, doing fine. Um, but yeah, I've been let's see, what have I been doing the last 2 weeks or so? I've been playing two different games. One that's
Really.
been out for a bit, Arc Raiders, which
But yeah.
is
I've
super
seen
fun.
so many clips.
It's a
There's
great
clips
game.
all over the place right
Yeah.
now of that
No,
game.
it's there's so many clips everywhere, and a lot of them are hilarious. I don't know. I really enjoy that game. Play it with
They are funny. I've
some of
seen
my
some really funny
friends.
ones.
Yeah, and my brother sometimes. So that's been fun. And then the other game I've been playing a little more recently that just dropped is called Hightail.
I know what I yeah, I know what that is.
It's like
I've seen clips of that too.
yeah, it's in um, early
Dude, that game's
access
been in
beta.
development for 10 years.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
the trailer it's hilarious because like they're like, oh, Hightail's coming out, in early access like next month, and it's like a trailer they posted from 7 years ago.
yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
well, because I mean, it's like a whole thing. Like they were in development, they released this trailer, they were working on it, and then Riot Games bought them, and they like bought the game, bought the rights, and then they worked on. I don't know how much development happened while they owned it, but like during that, in the last 7 years, I think there was some development. But then like 6, 7 months ago, like they fully just canceled the game,
Yeah.
and then the original uh developers, like owners that were working on it, bought back the game, and then just like a month later dropped it in early access,
Yeah.
and it's been blowing up. Like it's for those of you who don't
Yeah.
know, it's like a Minecraft looking slightly uh survival like RPG. So a little more RPG esque than like Minecraft is. Um Similar block style visuals, but a lot more. There's a lot more to it. A lot of
Yeah,
different things to it.
from what I understand, because I have not played it, but I've heard people talk about it. You know, I've paid attention a little bit. From what I understand, and you'll have to tell me if this is right because you have played it.
Yeah.
The main draw of the game is like some form of adventure mode RPG thing, but that's not actually that hasn't released yet. And it's just
Mm.
a different. It's more of a like they just drop you in a world and you can go and interact with the elements of the game, but there's no like the story isn't there. Or, however, that's going to end up working.
I didn't actually know there's supposed to be a story.
I think there is.
Now that you said that, I remember there's a tab or something like when you create a world that you can choose. Like one of the options is adventure mode, but it's like
Yeah.
not
It's
available.
grayed out. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. That
I
whatever that
see.
mode is supposed to be like the big thing. But they're letting people go in and enjoy the sandbox for now.
I
And
mean, it's great as is, honestly.
yeah,
And it's only like $20 for the base like version. With the other things are just like cosmetics and stuff. Um, yeah, it's just been a really fun. I've already got like a crazy awesome base going with my friend Jesse, and he and I have been we've set up a server and been playing that. Um, it's been cool, but it's
sweet.
crazy how much is in there for being early access. But at the same time, it's been in development for like 7 years, so like I don't know. It's an interesting situation. But what
Yeah.
about you? What have you been playing anything or watching anything recently?
Yes, I'm playing.
Silent Hill.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. No, it's just kind of interesting because maybe it's because of all of the chatter and stuff around like Hightail and
Mm.
stuff. But every few years this happens, I go back and start playing Minecraft again. I just started a new world in Minecraft because I don't have Hightail and I don't know. I have Minecraft and so I was just like whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just see because the game is honestly changes a lot in a short
Oh, it's
period of time.
crazy.
So there's a lot of new stuff to interact with and you know, people complain and justifiably so. I think Mojang and Microsoft have done honestly a terrible job ever since that merger, or maybe Microsoft just outright bought them. I think they did. Um, but yeah, they've done a sucky job at all of that. But it's still Minecraft, and I still enjoy it. I still have fun, just being creative because it's just an intrinsically motivated game. You just kind of make your own
Yeah.
story or whatever. So I've been kind of on a Minecraft kick lately, and if I'm not playing that, I'm still playing some Monster Hunter,
Oh, nice.
because the combat, I really like
Uh,
that game.
it's so funny because I like right before Hytale came out, I started playing Minecraft too,
Really?
and
Yeah,
it's been
you
like
just get that itch
yeah,
every
it's
once
been
in a
like
while.
2 years, and
Yeah.
I need a survival crafting game.
Yeah.
And at the same week I started playing that, like my friend texted me and was like, "Hey, uh, we should start up Valheim again." And like
Yeah.
Valheim was another survival crafting game. I'm like, "Ooh, I could do that." But then Hytale came out, so that's what we've been doing. But
Yeah.
it's just yeah, it's this weird thing of like you just get this itch to either a lot of them there's like new content because they like drip feed content out
Yeah.
for those types of games. So like it's fun to go back into it or try something different and like yeah.
One game that I would totally play if I could, but I don't have a PC set up like for gaming,
Hmm.
There's this game called Vintage Story. It's been getting a lot of traction lately. Like, people
Okay.
are really talking about it. It's a bunch of like ex modders for Minecraft branched off. Like, they eventually just they were like, it's just gonna be easier to do it to develop our own game at this point than
That's
to,
how Hytale started.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um so they made this game called Vintage Story, and it's like Minecraft, but it is super fixated on the survival aspect rather than Minecraft's not very hard,
Huh.
so
Yeah.
uh so they're more fixated on like survival, and it's really difficult to survive, and the systems are more intricate. Like, you actually carve tools or chisel stone to like
Interesting.
do stuff. It's very involved, but it looks so cool, and I will eventually
Hmm.
dive into that. But in the meantime, again, it's just like I just got the itch for something
Yeah.
kind of like Minecraft survival, etc. So,
It's almost just
yeah,
like digital Lego, I think
pretty
is
much.
like I always like building and like being creative to like figure out how to fit things together and make some interesting structure or base and things. I just love the yeah that the itch that it satisfies for like some little creative outlet that's not like a no pressure kind of creative outlet that's hard to mess it up really.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, cool. As far as creative project stuff, I haven't done much illustration, but some of that was getting podcast up and going. Some of
Yes.
that was working on the website a little bit. Um, and then this is a frustrating thing to deal with, but the uh, the book. So the Maple More Tales. I know the name of my book. Um, the first book here, the Lost Fork, is what it's called. That's probably what it's going to be called. I don't know. It's the working title. We'll see if it needs to change. When I was doing all of my sketching and drafting and layout and everything, I had set it all up in a landscape format, thinking I would do it all like landscape, like a what's like a 11 inches wide by 8.5 tall. So like kind of standard paper size, but landscape. And there's a lot of printers that have that format. However, there weren't as many options in that landscape format. Like literally just that one, 11 by 8.5, and there was like one printer that did that for print on demand, which is kind of what I'm looking at doing for publishing. And it just seemed kind of restrictive. Ralph and I talked about this a little bit, kind of offline another time, and we decided that we're going to format the book in more of a square format, just like a 1-to-1 ratio. Um, because there's so many options for that. There's like, I could do a 10 by 10, I could do 8 by 8, 6.5 by 6.5. Like there's just, it scales. It's super easy to scale. Everyone's got printing options for square formats, and it just kind of has like a nice square format. Books have a nice like shelf presence. I've got a lot of kids books
Yeah.
for my kids that um the square ones are cool. I think my original intent with the landscape was that having the wider pages feels more like you can use that to your advantage.
Cinematic.
It feels more cinematic, and it can have more of a adventurous feel um for the story to do that. But we realized we could just do like a full spread across 2 square pages and kind of get that same effect as needed, but not have to use it on every page. So in my tool that I've been using, which is Clip Studio Paint, I had all the layouts and everything in there. I had to go and figure out how to reset up, reformat all the pages individually to be the square format, adjust all my crop marks, the bleed, and margins and everything. And there wasn't an easy way to do it across the board, so I literally had to do it on every single page. But it took a while to figure out how to do that, because at first I did something and I changed it, and then it like zoomed everything way out, and I thought I screwed up that page that I illustrated, actually, because I did something and it like zoomed it out because the resolution was like a different resolution. I changed something in the wrong order, and it messed some stuff up. It's fine now. It looks fine.
Okay.
I don't have to freaking
Good.
re-illustrate that page, which like I might have to by the end of it anyway, but I don't have to right now. Anyway, that's what I've been doing. I got all those pages reformatted. I figured it out, got the process down. Every single page is now in the right format. I also verified that everything was set to CMYK for print,
Yeah.
because it was not originally. So that changed a little bit of my colors too from that page that I did, because I had everything in
Yeah.
RGB. So anyway, like we said at the beginning, it's figuring stuff out, a lot of this. So now I feel like I got some of that technical stuff. We've also been working on some. Well, I've been working on like legal documents for setting up our company and everything there too. So a lot of things that I feel like have a lot of upfront work that
Mm-hmm.
will I can, once it's done, I don't have to think about it for most of the time. So
Yeah. Well,
uh,
that's good.
yeah. Have you been
I
doing
have
any? Yeah, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say I mean, in terms of creative stuff, what I'm trying to do is set myself up for success. Um, oh, one thing that I did do that maybe you'll see if you're watching this, I did make a podcast version of our logo. It's not
Yeah,
really
yeah.
like a big deal, but it's there. It's a tiny little bit of
It's
polish
got a sweet
that
little banner that says podcast on it.
yes, it felt better than just like putting the like a banner felt like it worked okay.
Yeah.
Um, so, anyways, did that, and then for the longest time, man, seriously, for the longest time when it comes to like drawing or the freeform stuff that I do with the stylus, I have been working. I'm talking years with the most garbage equipment possible. Like it's just the cheapest thing that I could find. Now, there's something okay about that. If you can only afford what you can afford. Don't let it stop you. Like if all you can do is buy the cheapest crap possible, buy it and then go nuts with it. Because there's a lot of truth behind like restrictions,
Yeah.
breed creativity, whatever. Anyways, but I've decided I've had enough of that.
Yeah, you've put
So
up with, you've made incredible things with this, but you've put up with it for long enough.
yes, so it was time. I finally invested in some like nice equipment that I can utilize to draw and do some of the stuff that's going to be helpful for our projects and what we're going to be working on.
Yeah.
I mean I have it right here.
It came in?
Yes, just came in.
This is a live unboxing video.
Yeah,
Uh,
we are now an unboxing
yeah.
channel. Uh, I got the iPad.
Oh, nice.
I figured I've been torn. Like, should I buy a should I buy like a laptop and then
Mm,
also like a dedicated laptop and then tablet like a Wacom or Wacom what Wacom I think all that stuff, set up
yeah.
a big thing. Or could I try a more minimalistic approach and just get an iPad? And then I also, of course, if you're going to do that, you need the pencil. So
Yeah.
I got the pencil, I
Nice.
got the iPad. I have a stand that isn't here yet. I ordered that one on Amazon.
Okay.
So but the stand is coming. It's going to help for like I'll be able to angle it up and it'll be a comfortable drawing situation, all that stuff.
Nice.
Um, so basically I've just invested in a setup that I think is going to work really nice, and I'm really looking forward to learning kind of how to use this software and the equipment because I've never tried the iPad before, but
Sure. What were you
the
using? What have you been using for ever?
I was using it's always been the same, a small or medium Intuos tablet
Okay.
from Wacom.
And those all like they have to be like connected to a computer, right?
You would hook it up
Yeah.
to a computer, usually through USB, and then you draw on it, and it projects on the
Yeah. Right.
computer. Whereas obviously for this, you would just draw directly onto the tablet. Of course, they do make Wacom makes tablets that are like giant
With
screen
the
and you draw
screens and stuff.
directly
Yeah.
on it and it's like super nice. Like that's an option, of course. But this one felt more, I don't know, I just liked the idea better.
Yeah.
You just got to make a decision at some point.
When I first started kind of getting more into illustration, however many years ago, I had the same kind of pen tablet, like the USB pen tablet. I don't remember what the brand was. It started with an H, some Asian company. I want to say Hyundai, but that's a car company. So um, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a cheap tablet. And I did it for a little bit, but I hated the restriction of just like I had to be at my desk to draw.
Yeah, yeah,
And it pained
true.
me. And so I like wouldn't do it. And so then I got a really cheap, like used old Samsung Galaxy Light tablet for like forever, like a couple years ago, not forever ago, like 3 years ago. And it came with a pen. Really interesting. That pen didn't actually have a battery. It just worked in proximity to the tablet. I don't know how it works. It was
They've solved energy.
I
They've
don't
solved
I
wireless
I
energy
don't know.
and
I
didn't
don't
even tell us about it. They just
yeah,
have it.
sorcery, you know. It was a wizard's wand.
Yeah.
Um anyway, that was I kind of got this. I wanted like an iPad and Apple Pencil and stuff, but when I first started doing it, I'm like, I need to kind of prove that I'm going to actually use this, and so I used this cheap tablet, and I used Infinite Canvas was like a free app, or you could pay $10 to get the full version. I think I paid $10 to get that, and there was all kinds of settings, and you could make your own brushes, like a good drawing app and creative app would have. And so I used that for a while. And so all of the illustrations and drawings I did when we first started doing the board game for a bit was all on that tablet. And I would bring that. Like I traveled to Chicago. I live in Colorado. Hey guys, I live in Colorado. Fun fact.
Oh, yeah, we haven't
Um,
done
yeah, talked
locale
about.
yet.
Um, I would bring this to Chicago, and like whenever I would take the train in for work, um, I would draw on there on this tablet. Like it was great for a while. That thing is like it slowly started just dying and being very unresponsive, and it was a real headache to the point again where I kind of stopped drawing because it was just there were so many barriers to get it to work
Hmm.
right, and even then it would lock up on me anyway. The beginning of 2025, I was getting into it more that Christmas as like joint Christmas gift from like all of my family members and my wife and other people, and like just with whatever Christmas money I got, put that towards getting. I got the iPad Air, like the newest iPad Air, for that, and the pencil, and then I've been drawing so much, and like the last all of 2025, like I think I drew more in that year than I have before, like combined, and I would do like
Sick.
these daily drawing challenges and other things. And then I think some of it was just, I had the right inspiration and I wanted to draw the things I was excited about. And so I was able to actually use it. And so it's been one of the best investments for me to
Yep.
do that.
Nice,
But
man.
again, with the caveat that like I used a cheap tablet. You've been using the same thing for a decade or what
Yeah.
or whatever. And like you don't want to just jump into expensive gear and everything right away. That's not going to make you better at your craft.
Right.
Um but do it with something you can afford to kind of prove to yourself that you will use it. And you know what, I can't think of words right now, but yeah, figure some of it out, get used to it, and then eventually, hopefully, get some nicer stuff to do that with.
Yeah. I find that you know, when you look at people's early work, artists, whatever, they're always using whatever they have, whatever they can get their hands on, whatever they have, and they're just creating because they need to. They've got
Right.
to do it. I'm gonna do it. And there's something special about that. I would call it I would call it soul. Like you end up with
Mm,
soulful stuff when you're doing what you can with maybe subpar circumstances.
yeah,
Uh, I've always loved that era of artists. S Oftentimes more so than I like when they've like super refined their craft and everything's like perfect.
sure.
I kind of like the what
The
people are able to,
rawness.
yeah, and what people are able to accomplish with like early on and with just sheer willpower and inspiration and passion. No even dream of success. It's just they do it to do it. Um, I think there's something cool about that. So
Yeah, for sure. That it actually kind of ties into our topic. Talking about getting better at your craft, working on your craft. And just wanted to discuss imposter syndrome. And I think that could also be a barrier for a lot of creatives and creative pursuits. Like if you're like, oh, I've been working on this for a while, but don't want to take a leap or don't want to keep pursuing it because you don't think you're good enough or don't think your work is there. Like I know I've got several friends who have I don't want to say like given up on their dreams, but they've like even
uh,
even with me, I guess
probably.
yeah, I mean, I'll use myself as an example. Like I was trying to figure out where to go with my career for a while, and I tried like a lot of different kind of creative mediums. I did courses and started practicing like 3D modeling using Blender. And was like, okay, I got these courses. I'm gonna go into this. And then as soon as it started getting hard, I was kind of like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing this. And I'm probably not gonna be good enough to get a job doing this. And it's not worth diving into this because everyone wants to do this. So it's anyway, lots of like feelings like that. And I did that with so many different things, um, different skill sets that I was trying to learn. And then when I like stuck to a path with UX, user experience design, UX design, and started doing that, I kept going even through the hard times. But then once I like started doing actual work with it, it kind of felt like, oh, like am I actually good enough to do this?
Mm,
Like, so
yeah.
there's these barriers to getting into it, and you have to like push through these hard parts. But then once you even like have real work or have clients or you get a job doing it, I mean, I doubted myself all the time. Even now, like there's times where I've been doing it for a long time. After a lot of different creative jobs, creative work that I've that I've done, getting a job at an agency and then doubting my work, or I make the work and like it took a lot of effort and a lot of positive affirmation. Like I'm a words of affirmation person, so people need to tell me I'm doing a good
Mm,
job, or I'm gonna think I'm doing terrible. And so if I don't get
yeah.
feedback, and or if any of the feedback I get is only negative feedback, it's just I'm like, man, I shouldn't be here. How did I get this job? What am I doing? Um,
Hmm.
yeah. So I guess again, sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. My
No, you're
brain's a
good, man.
little fuzzy, but uh, do you want to kind of talk about like what is imposter syndrome? What's like a little breakdown of imposter syndrome?
Um, well, you broke it down relatively well, I'd say. I mean, it really is just like, put simply, it's the idea that you don't deserve to be where you are,
Mm.
um, or you haven't earned it, or you've tricked your way into it, like you've
Like
fooled everyone.
fear of being found out. Like, oh, someone's gonna
Yeah.
see I don't know
Oh,
what
they're
I'm
gonna
doing.
find out that I can't do anything, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna get fired today. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the idea. Uh, and I've felt it too. I have an interesting combination where I value feedback a lot as well.
mm.
Like if I go a while without some form of level set or like conversation about like my performance and how everyone thinks I'm doing, or just my
Yeah,
manager. I don't care about how everyone thinks I'm
yeah,
doing.
sure.
But if I don't have that for a while, I start to feel like I've gone astray a little bit. Like
Mm.
I start out really focused after a meeting like that, right? And then as time goes on, it's just like I feel less and less focused, less and less
Yep,
focused, and then I need that meeting again to, So there's that, and then also I need to believe that I've done well.
sure.
Like I have a hard time submitting work if I believe it's subpar.
Mm.
Um and it's funny because most people in my experience have no issue doing that whatsoever. But it's I can't stand it. If I feel like I'm putting forward something that isn't like my best foot forward, I'm gonna drive myself crazy thinking about it and agonizing over it and thinking that they're thinking all of the things that I'm thinking
Sure.
about myself. So really, and it doesn't go away. And the funny thing with the needing feedback thing, or like you said, affirmation.
Yeah,
The higher you go, the less of that you get, really.
yeah,
I mean, because you don't, you're going to be more free. You're not going to have somebody looking over. If you're good at what you're doing, you're not going to have somebody looking over your shoulder. You're
yeah,
not going to have somebody constantly checking your work. So it's just going to be less and less often that you're going to have direct feedback, I suppose. I guess maybe it depends on the industry.
sure.
But I would say in creative industries, definitely you get more freedom as you climb, because you're trusted.
Yeah.
Um, so it is a battle. I would say, I mean, my method to overcome it is to, well, maybe I haven't fully overcome it, and
In those times where you're like feeling it though, like how do you push through? Like it,
exactly what you just said.
you push through.
You have to push through,
Yeah.
and you have to well, one simple thing, you could check yourself, make sure you're not crazy.
Seek
um
validation, or ask for
you can
input.
literally ask it.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
anyone would really mind, to be honest, unless they're totally a jerk,
Then you
or
shouldn't be
like just
working under them. So
probably shouldn't be working on it. Like no one's gonna mind if you're like, listen, here's what I'm doing. Is that like, are we aligned? Like
yeah.
making sure, are we aligned? Are we doing good? Because I'm kind of worried about it. I don't know. I feel sort of scattered. No one's gonna mind a conversation like that. Your manager knowing that you care, that's gonna be like a gift for them. They're gonna love
Yeah.
that you care. So that's one way to tackle it. Another way is just you have to kind of sit down and grind through the work eventually, and
Yep.
then you'll feel better on the other side. It'll kind of go away.
Yeah, I think
Um,
and the more things you put out there, the more experience you get, like I've felt more confident in my design skills to the point where I'm like, I know I can do this. There's still times where it comes up, or like when I'm doing illustration and my own stuff, like maybe I'm feeling good about my career, but then and whatever else I'm working on personally or a hobby or anything else, even being a dad, figuring that out, like I'm like, man, I shouldn't be doing this. But there's
Yeah.
like, feeling of imposter syndrome like spreads throughout uh, a lot of areas of life. Just feeling like, how did I get in this place? How did I get this responsibility? My
100%.
Yeah,
You need to like that actually is a perfect example. You know, you kind of when you're younger, when you're a kid, you look at your parents and you think like,
yeah,
"Oh, I can't wait till I'm old and know everything
yeah,
and never have issues and I just like am sure and know what I'm doing." Um Especially our generation, I think, thought that about their parents because
mm,
that's the nature of boomers is they just do stuff without thinking, and so it makes them seem really confident and sure about themselves. But the reality is, nobody ever knows what they're doing.
yeah. Everyone's
Um,
just faking it till they make it. You know.
yeah, one good way to get yourself through imposter syndrome is to realize how much of an idiot everybody else is.
Yeah.
Uh, like
Put other
seriously,
people down. No, I'm just kidding.
but like most people, if you're experience if you're experiencing imposter syndrome, you probably care more than most of the people around you because you're not going to feel imposter syndrome if you don't care. So if you care, you're already kind of ahead of the game in most situations.
Yeah.
Um, I almost feel like the world is going through a drought of caring
Hmm.
about what you're doing. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of a rare thing anymore to have a work ethic, which I can empathize with, to be honest, because, you know, in the corporate structure, it is hard to feel like you're a part of something that matters. But you should care about it for you. You should care about it for your own work that you're putting out there. It's
Yeah.
your stuff. You know, your name's on it. Do you want your reputation uh, tainted? Especially if you're creative. You know, your work is like not your identity. There's probably a better
Yeah.
word, but like your work is kind of a reflection of you in some sense if you're a
Sure. Yeah.
creative, right? So, anyways, I'm also rambling, but yeah,
It's the
just kind of
story of this
thought of that.
podcast.
Yeah.
Ramblings by Ralph and Steven. Yeah, I think about a big part of imposter syndrome is like, I mean, I don't know if it's exactly the same thing, but like self doubt, it's kind of the same thing on the other side. But like when I was trying to get better at illustration, like I'm just at the point where I'm like, I think I can make some good illustrations, but I'm not fully like, well, I can crank stuff out. It's super easy. I can do whatever. And so anything I do, I'm like, is this like, I think it's good. I like it, but is it good? And so like a lot of my work, it just takes time. So like I said, I've been drawing a lot more for the last year because I wanted to be a better, illustrator, like an artist with like hand drawn art. I had done a bunch of stuff with pixel art or vector art, vector graphics and things too, where it's still complicated and difficult to do. But like I specifically wanted to get better at like drawing and like digital like illustration. And so I once I started actually doing it and doing it consistently, that's when I started seeing like better results. But it's still there's still this element of like anything I make, like I have this quirk, I guess maybe you'd call it, where whenever I see my friends, like hang out with my friends or like family or whatever, I it's weird if I don't show them some picture on my phone of something I worked on.
Really?
Whether that's like, hey, I did this house project, or hey, I worked on this thing.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
I made this mechanical keyboard. Like I have a problem where like I seek out affirmation so much that like and I'm also always working on something, so I'm always just like kind of seeking this validation for whatever it is I'm doing to be like, hey, is this cool? Is this a cool thing I made? Do you guys am I a cool person now?
Hmm.
And it's come that it's with drawing too, but it's so hard because it's like it's a skill I've just been working on. But anytime I make something, I question it, I doubt it. I'm like, I don't think I'm good enough for this. But you're not going to be good at enough for it at the start. Like it's just going to take practice. And if you make something and like finish it and get it out there, like that's the start. I mean, that's what we talked about last episode was like starting things. You just have to do it. But
Yeah.
then you have to continue doing it to get better at it and like to push through the imposter syndrome, you literally just have to keep pushing through, keep working on that skill to the point where you feel confident in it, which may or may not come. You know, you might question everything you work on, and like that's okay as long as you keep doing it because the more you do it, you're gonna get better at it. Like either way, um, yeah,
That's you're 100% right. The recognizing quality aspect of it. So like when you make something and you're like, oh, is this actually good, or am I projecting that it's good
right,
onto the thing because I made it? Yeah, that's a big one. That does go away though eventually,
yeah,
with experience. With experience, like, and I've only reached this in very few areas of my life, but it does happen. Like I'm to the point now where when it comes to graphic design or like a logo or something, I know what's good.
oh
I
yeah,
know what's good and I know what's bad.
yeah. Most importantly, you know what's bad.
Yes. So I've thankfully I'm over that hump. But I remember what it was like to not know and
Yeah,
to make something and be like, "Oh, I definitely think this is good." But then like there is something in the back of your mind that thinks maybe I'm wrong.
yeah,
Experience really does end up, eventually that goes away. Now, it doesn't mean that everything you ever make is going to be a masterpiece and you're never going to have an issue making something.
sure.
It just means that you understand the base level requirements to put something together that's solid. That's
It, yeah, and a little bit with that, like you're also on, kind of, I guess it's kind of on the flip side, like you're always going to be your biggest critic, and
yeah.
so even if you make something, you're like, I think this is really good. There's as a lot of other times where you think something is terrible, and it's probably not as bad as you think, because no one's gonna judge something that you make as harshly as you're gonna judge it. Like you know every imperfection, you know every little thing that you maybe took a shortcut on, you know every little like nuance of this piece and everything there. Whereas someone else will be like, oh, like this looks great. You know, they're not gonna see every little detail like in the same way. So I think it kind of goes both ways. Like you want to find a middle ground. You don't want to be super harsh on your own work, but you also need to know like when you need to more work. You need to work on it more. I guess I don't know. Maybe that's I don't know if that's good advice or not, but
You just need to care, I
you need to
think.
care and you need to do stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
That's it. The end. Yeah. Work on
Yeah, I'm
things.
trying to think
Care
cuz
about it.
it is a most of the time it's a self-inflicted mental battle.
Yeah.
And so it is a problem because there is a fine line between just caring about what you're doing and then like agonizing over it and totally destroying yourself
Yeah.
over something, right? So again, I think a lot of it comes with recognizing that the people around you are probably there to help, not hinder. They're not trying to find an issue with you. They're trying to they would like to see you succeed just as much as you would. And they also have gone through imposter syndrome probably. And also, a lot of making it in any industry, you know, at the end of the day, it's more about playing nice with others than it
Yeah.
is being good at what you're doing. If
People want
you're
to work with people who are willing to learn and who have good personalities and are good to work with.
Yes, if you're like an agreeable person who's good with people, you're better off probably than the most talented person there who is like an introvert who hates people,
I mean,
which
isn't
is
there
me.
like some of the aren't some of like the best like artists and people in history kind of like known to be very reclusive or kind of
Yes,
hostile
so
people?
but the thing we're talking about is different than
It is
some kind
different.
of
That's
insane
yeah,
like studio artist or someone who is making actual like art pieces.
sure.
If you're
That's a
talking
different
about
category.
that, if you're talking about that, it probably is best for you to spend 9 hours a day in a basement in the cold obsessing over some insane thing. Like, yeah,
You get
that's
the
fine
raw
for
emotions of the art, and that's how people feel it too, I guess. But
yes. That's fine for
not
like a traditional artist who wants to sell something for 100 grand.
well, maybe not healthy. Uh, I guess it depends on your goals.
Yes, it depends on your goals. But
Take care
if
of
you're talking about
yourselves.
a yeah, if you're talking about a regular job where you're just like a creative, or you're trying to make a product
Yeah,
that is creative, like for instance a book, then well, actually, this is an interesting topic because what we're talking about is mostly related to our professional careers. We're not so much referring to our creative ventures like here.
I mean a little bit. I'm still talking about like skills and illustration and like creating this publishing company, this business, and like it is a lot related to our careers, but I think it's super applicable to like any skill because you're always going to have this feeling of like I'm not good enough at whatever skill. Like it can apply to a lot of things.
In ways I do feel it here with our business because like I don't feel like I'm very good at podcasting maybe.
We're
And
both
it's
just horrible, so
yeah.
that's why we're here.
And now that like this is a venture with you and me and like it's very much ours and it like belongs to us. It's like our brainchild.
Yeah,
It is hard to move forward sometimes
hmm.
because I'm like, this has to be perfect. This has to be perfect every
Sure.
time, and maybe it's not going as good as it should, and what's happening. So it is something that relates to this, just in
Yeah,
a different way.
and we haven't run a business. We haven't published
Yeah,
a product. We haven't done that stuff. Like it's like what we're doing here. It's we're figuring out as we go, and it's something like we have this dream of what it can be, but then there's always this feeling of like, but there's so many books out there, like ours won't be good enough for
yeah,
feeling imposter syndrome with like all of our pursuits here. Um, but it won't ever happen if we don't keep trying, and if it's something we
yeah.
actually want to accomplish, we got to push through that doubt and push
Well,
through
that's the thing.
those
Even with
feelings.
this podcast, it was hard to set up. It was hard to get started. Several times we've been like, "Oh man, I don't even how do we even begin?"
Yeah.
But you just make the first episode,
Yep.
and then you make the second episode,
And
and
they
then
might still be bad for a while,
yeah, probably.
but eventually, like our previous podcast we did like 100 episodes, and we were in a groove,
Yeah,
and it was easy. And so like the more we do this one, it's a new venture, but like yeah, I think it'll just take some time. It'll take some episodes, and then we'll get in a rhythm, figure out what we're doing, and hopefully be able to help anyone else interested in podcasting, anyone interested in putting something creative out there, or putting a product or creative art, whatever it is. Hopefully that's we can just be some sort of resource to help you make something like we're trying to do.
100%.
Yeah. All right, well, I think we covered that topic pretty well. um before
Oh yeah,
before we go entirely, I there's some news I saw about something I'm excited about.
right.
Uh,
Forgot.
yeah, we talked. This is becoming a Brandon Sanderson podcast because we talked about him last week. 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah. By the way, this is
Yeah,
a
2 weeks ago.
fortnightly podcast, coming out every 2 weeks.
And we know that that's not smart.
But that's what we have capacity
we know,
for. So,
yeah, we know
um,
that that's not the ideal schedule.
yeah. So I'll put that in the description or something, or we'll start letting people know that it's every 2 weeks. This is our goal for putting a podcast out. Anyway, so sorry, this is a weird tangent. I said fortnightly one because it's a funny word and it's fun to say, but the term bi-weekly both means twice a week and every other week. It means both of those things, and it's the dumbest word.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So that's
moving
why
on.
you said fortnightly.
That's why I said fortnightly, because it's more fun that way. Anyway, so Brandon Sanderson, there was some news just yesterday, today, recently, January 29th, end of January, about the rights. I can't use words right now. Anyway, he's gonna make a movie of his Mistborn series. There's gonna be a series of movies. Apple has the rights to the movies and show, Apple TV. And then the show is going to be based on the Stormlight Archive, and those are some of my favorite series, and I'm really excited about it. And I feel like Apple's done some pretty quality stuff. I feel I've liked a lot of shows on Apple TV and things on there. So it could be worse.
I don't know if I've even seen a prominent Apple show.
Really, there's some great ones.
I know people talked about Severance. That was Apple, right?
Yeah. Severance, Ted Lasso. There was a sci-fi one called Foundation, Silo. I really like.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these.
Oh, dude. All right. Well, that's what we're gonna talk about next week. So
yeah, we'll have to talk about media.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll talk about what we were watching instead of what we were playing.
Yeah. I am in the middle of one, but I'll save it for next week.
Next time. Anyway, I'm really excited about this. That was the worst segue and trying to talk about this show and movie, but I'm really excited about this Mistborn movies and the Stormlight show that'll come out sometime after that. Who knows how far out they are? It'll be interesting to see how they portray like the magic and stuff in those worlds, because his magic systems are very like unique, and hopefully it doesn't come across cheesy. I don't know. Anyway,
you've got maybe a 20% chance it'll be any good.
I'd say like a 40% chance. I don't know.
40? Okay.
I'm sort of like cautiously optimistic 80%, you know?
Okay. Well, as someone who I haven't read the books, and
it's gonna be hard.
I know nothing about it, so yeah. I couldn't tell you how. But for your sake, I hope that it's awesome. I hope it's the next great show.
Game of Thrones. I don't know.
Well, yeah, sure. For 4 seasons, maybe.
Yeah, the next
Game of Thrones became terrible.
Well, let's not get into that.
Okay.
We don't have time for this.
Fine, but I will get into that later, maybe.
Okay.
If everyone sticks around and wants to hear me rant about Game of Thrones.
Another time. Anyway, I think that is all the time we have for this episode. If you want to chat with us, you can find a link to our Discord on our website that doesn't exist yet. So
find a dead link to our website.
Yeah. So keep an eye out on seabeasts.com. Again, SEE beasts.com.
Yes, Oh, we didn't even name the podcast this episode, did we?
I said welcome to Sea Beasts at the beginning.
You did say okay.
Welcome to Sea Beasts podcast or something like that. I mean, I think I did. I don't know. That's in the title. That's on our logo.
Yeah, true.
People can see it. I should just put a link to once the website's live. I should put a link to it.
Put a link to a JPEG of our logo, and it's just that.
Just here's our logo. This is how you spell it, guys.
Yeah.
You can put it on your phone now as phone background, in case you want to think about us. Anyway, yep. Right now, I posted a couple things on Instagram. So I saw that
it it jump scared me.
Because it was your
Seeing
face.
myself suddenly. Yeah.
Who's recording me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Instagram at CBeast Media. Facebook is CBeasts, I think. Again, once we have a website, all the links will be there. That'll be easier. But for now, it's just socials and this podcast. And podcast is also on YouTube if you want to see our faces.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Thanks again for being here. And we'll catch you all next time.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.